I'm not trying to keep talking about my balls or anything, but it seems like in those moments where like I like disagree with somebody, and then all of a sudden it feels like they're like neutering me, like it's already been decided how they feel about me, and then they like everyone just moves into a physical like group body position to justify feeling that way. Like they decide that that's what they want, and then they move into a position that justifies wanting that. There's so much more I could say here. There's a lot of weight here. But yeah, it's like, it's like that. That's been happening a lot. It happens a lot. Like people just decide that they, and it's always for something else. It's always like I don't agree with something. The main things that have gotten me killed. I'm gonna try and say all the things that have gotten me killed. Okay, the most important one to me, artistic jealousy. Yeah, creativity. That one's gotten me killed a lot. Like people, there are a lot of artists that don't actually like want to be creative. They just want to be more creative than everyone else. And then Christianity, obviously, religion, the concept of God, possibly Islam, and then the Black Lives Matter stuff. Cause I've always kind of gotten heat for not acting black, but I kind of switch back and forth now. But I kind of do it. Look, I think about it like this: if I was a white guy, I want to be able to do a good impression of a black guy. So I kind of feel like it's okay. Plus, I really have like kind of lost my my temper or something. I don't know what that is. But that is to say, I'm trying to. These like emo kids. You know what I'm talking about? Like the breakcore kids. They're trying to like be all like, see, that's what he is underneath that shit. We have to keep irritating him. I'm telling you, that's who he is. That's what he really is. They're all like that. And I'm like, I want to find those guys. I want to find those guys alone. Um, but yeah, those are like all the main things. And like it's always like a disagreement. The disagreement and like, all right, let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. If I want to do something, right? Like let's say, no, if I want to do something, right? Let's say I want to, let's talk about sex here. If I want to have sex, right? But enough people don't like me, right? Which means that they all hate the idea of me getting laid, right? That means that in that alignment, me pursuing sex will always be a creepy thing. But in an environment where people like me and are okay with that, me pursuing sex is just a normal, healthy thing to do. And it sounds very simple the way I'm saying it, but I mean it like this. The more that people like you, the more that the things that you want to do are allowed to happen without them being done in a way that violates anyone. The less that people like you, the more that your desires become violative as you pursue them, kind of stopping you. And so, whenever I'm getting like neutered every time I disagree with somebody, it's like, oh shit, you're trying to fucking make me keep you just decided that, and that's what it always is. It's always like they make an argument and I make an argument, my argument wins, and now they're moving to, well, if no one wants to fucking talk to you, it doesn't matter what you have to say. Man, I want to fucking kill people, bro. Like I have like a real desire. Like I have like a real like fucking man. I have like a real like fucking look, man. I'm not actually gonna ever kill anybody. I mean, not physically. Not like. How do I put this? The other day, I kind of got warned. I got warned that like in my environment, if I ever like came to the point where I like reeled and like somebody actually died as I intended for them to die, that it would change like our entire condition of living because we would be physiologically exposed to that concept, the concept that somebody can think somebody dead. It was already happening. It's just happening at too slow a pace. Um, but it's like if like let's say like like it's like one step away from like the ghetto, right? It was just like if one of us gets killed over beef, that's physiological shit. That's like, oh, now shit, we're all close to death. How come that can't happen to us? And that's all it is. That's all it is. And I kind of have to avoid that shit because those are questions that I can't answer. They're questions that I can answer, but it's unfair to do that. It's not unfair to do that shit. I keep getting pushed back to doing the right thing. I'm trying to do the right thing, man, but why? Why do I have to? Look, man, these people fucking knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing, and they keep fucking they keep reverting back to like a mindset. They keep like Like, they're like fucking neuralizing themselves. They're fucking Men in Black neuralizing themselves. Like, every time they realize that they're wrong and that what they did was wrong and that I'm just like a victim again, they like fucking flash neuralize themselves and go back to like the setup, the whole fucking setup for like attacking me, which is like, this guy's fucking evil, man. He said Christianity's not real. Man, this little boy is fucking evil, man. This little boy, he's gonna end up a criminal now because this fucking straight A fucking obedient child is gonna end up a criminal now because he thinks that our religion has a flaw. Oh my god, he actually ended up being a criminal. Oh my gosh, I wonder how that happened. I wonder. No, I'm just reacting to him being a criminal now. I'm not reacting. No, this isn't because we didn't like him. I don't need to know. I don't need to know. They keep fucking neuralizing themselves. So I fucking look, man. I get that I'm like, but they're always fucking trying to tell me I'm too smart. They're always trying to tell me I'm too smart. They're always trying to say that I'm too smart to fucking lose my temper. I'm too smart to not do the right thing. And I think that's fucking dumb. Why the fuck is the one who's too smart the one who's going through more bullshit? Why is the one who's too smart getting less of what they want? Why is the one who's too smart with the least resources? Why is the one who's too smart being argued with the fucking most, being denied the most, being attacked the most? It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Can't stand this shit, dude. And I see like there are people that genuinely believe like, if he does it, if he kill, I already fucking did it. I just want you to know that I'm not taking any of that shit back. That's where we're going, y'all. I want to see how y'all survive. I don't think you can survive that. I'll be real with you. I did it hard. Like I did it really hard. Like I did it like unforgivably hard. Like I went like all the way. Like I was like fuck it. Like even when I got to the point where it was like, you could lose your ability to say that you don't deserve hell, bullshit, and all that stuff. It's like, okay, fuck you. I kept going. That's something that usually stops me. Like I really do. I keep up with ethics. And whenever I got to that point where it was like, hey, ethics are getting blurred. I can't tell whether or not you're a good person anymore. It was like, hey, fuck it. Fuck it. We'll find out. So, dude, nah, I'm not going back. I mean that shit. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. At the same time, I think I'm gonna end up being like one of those weird breeds. I've always had like an affinity for Deadpool, but I guess everyone has. Granted, you know, I'm like, I might be the only one who exists, so that makes sense. Part of the culture might be mine. All of it might be mine. I've just been too nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've been too nice. Always this threat that if I ever go, there's like a fucking security here. There's like a backup plan. Not a backup plan. What do you call that? What do you call that whenever there's like a safety trap? Like there's like a, just in case I lose my fucking mind, somebody's like, they already have me figured out. The contingency. Who is this that has the contingency? What is all this? I'm not doing anything wrong. There's no need for a contingency. I'm not doing anything wrong. There's no need for this. There's no need for a contingency, man. I don't get why this is. My whole point being too nice allowed people to decide that they didn't want me to be cool, they didn't want me to be liked, they didn't want me to survive, and they actually managed to put me in those kind of positions. Being too nice did that, and you're all like, no, you're supposed to be the hero. Remember what Spider-Man taught you? You have to be better than everyone. And it's like, being better than everyone doesn't mean letting everyone rape you, though. And that's what that shit is. That's what that shit is. And I keep thinking I'm a bad guy whenever I, like, fucking... What was that, flexible? Not flexible. It's like something else. I gotta give this a name. Accept? Let's go. Well, I'll figure out a name. But I used to feel like a bad guy. That's mainly because people who don't like what I'm doing are all like, you're horrible, and it's like those same people were like fucking trying to kill me 2 minutes ago, and it's like, what the fuck, like, how are these people saying I'm a bad person? This is self-defense. It's like if a fucking robber was like fucking like, it's like if a guy was holding you at gunpoint and saying, give me all your fucking money. And you're all like, no, man, I need to take care of my family. You're like, I don't fucking care. And instead of pulling out your money, you pulled out a gun and shot them in the chest. And you're like, oh, you're such a bad fucking person. Why would you do this? You were supposed to be a good person. This is wrong. What you're doing is wrong. It's like, that's what I've been falling for. I think that the people who think that the contingency on me is a good thing, I think that they're misguided in ethics. I think that they think that never doing anything that can without context be perceived as wrong is the best ethics. But some of this stuff, and I hate to say this, but this goes two ways. It goes a good and a bad way. Some of this stuff is you got to get your hands dirty, and some of this stuff is other people don't like that I can fucking like rule them because I'm not as bad as they are. And so they clip, they just like all of a sudden I'm fucking pinching my balls, and I know that in a fucking couple of days I'm about to fucking be thinking some fucked up shit, and I'm about to be fucking like things are gonna be making sense. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is all this? Why is this happening? And now I know what it is. Now I know what it is. So niggas disturbing me. That's that shit I mean. I was talking about Manning, right? Talking about Manning where it's like everybody's all like, how come you get to have that and I don't? And it's like, well, you cheated on your wife, and you used to fucking rob people and all that shit. And then there's the one guy that hasn't done anything wrong, and everyone stops arguing, and they look at him like this. He's like, oh, hey guys, what's up? That guy's about to fucking be a criminal. That guy's about to he's about to commit the worst crime of all, just because they know that he doesn't search for crime. I'm telling you. That said, you need to get your hands dirty too. I don't ever want you to be able to fucking say that you're better than me. That's what that bullshit is. So sometimes people get their hands dirty. Sometimes people force you to get your hands dirty to keep themselves sane, safe, able to rule you, able to compete with you in the control complex. See? And not to mention the fact that I got City of Thieves here, collision chambered. They threw me in the City of Thieves because once you're in the City of Thieves, you're gonna become a thief. They did that shit on purpose, man. I'm a fucking bro. And you're all like, no, do the right thing. No, you're better than that. No, you're better than that. It's like, bro, at some point I'm getting shot at, and you're fucking like telling me, you're like, I've been shot. Like, we're not talking about like I'm getting shot at. We're talking about I've been hit in the fucking chest. And you're all like, no, don't pull your gun out. You've got to be better than them. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, look, this isn't like they're saying shit. They didn't throw a fucking water bottle at me, all right? They fucking shot me. At this point, self-defense is ethical. Like, what the fuck is your idea of ethics, man? What is your idea of ethics? Is your ethics, like, never do anything violent? Like, self-defense is not violent. It's anti-violence. Self-defense is anti-violence. Because you stop the fucking violence with it. Oh. And you got these short concept thinkers who like constantly just do something small so that it can never be broken. And it's like they're always like just putting the mass in small concepts. And they're always like baiting you into thinking it with them so that they can say it applies to you now. I just want people to stop, man. I just want people to stop. I'm at that point. Look at me. I'm in a superposition. I can either be like one of those like thin, like fucking fangirl models, like one of those models that's like a thin boy, like one of those fucking. I'm not gonna do cigarettes, but or I can be like I can be one of those deprived looking people on the fucking street. I'm in a superposition right now. It can go one or two ways. I can be one of those thin boy models, or I can be a fucking like skeleton looking person on the side of the fucking road. I know which way I'm going. So, man, I just want to fucking, bro. And they keep attacking me. Look at what just happened. Look. Doesn't my parents seem different all out of nowhere all of a sudden? Are you not noticing that? I said I was attractive, and now look, it just seems like now my fucking leg's tightening up. I don't even know what that one means. I don't know what that one means. I just now started accepting that this. Well, it's not that I just started accepting it. Is that I just now finally started being able to say it without people being able to say it was crazy. And that's how that shit is. I fucking said it in a way that people can't deny because it makes sense. But if I ever say it and I can't say it in that way, people will say I'm crazy and try to lock me up, and that'll set me back 3 years. I set me back 3 years of trying to explain some shit. And I'm like, no, this makes sense. You just don't fucking want it to. And I know what the fuck you're doing. So I always gotta outsmart people. Because if I ever fucking say some shit and I don't say it in a way that they can't deny, they'll fucking be like, he's crazy. I don't have to listen to him. He's insane. Because they're fucking control complex, man. That one was fucking moving me to look like the Joker. Make my fucking look. That one was moving me to be like this. It was gonna make the top longer and the sides longer with no connection. It was gonna do that to me. I saw what that one was, man. That was y'all's fucking concept. Always looking for the most tangible ugly. And it's not that I care about being beautiful. It's that it's annoying that you're always fucking like trying to make me ugly. And not only that, it's annoying that like you always like. Here's the thing. I'll tell you how I think being attractive works. I think. Be okay with everyone else being attractive. Be okay with everyone else being attractive. Don't fucking care too much about how you look as much as your hygiene. And then at some point, you'll start realizing, oh my God, I'm beautiful from every angle. What the hell? That's a real thing. I'm not even joking. That's not guru shit. That's not fucking, oh my gosh, life is just what we think. It is kind of that. It is kind of that. But this shit is like, I made it make sense. This fucking, bro, why? Why? Okay, you're only a little bit ahead though. No, you were ahead. You were ahead a lot. That was a lot. That was a long distance of time. You got me there. But you're always flexing it. No, I think I can do the same thing, but you're always fucking flexing it. And that's the issue. You're always like fucking telling me. Yeah, that's what this bullshit is. I know what you are. You're that group of people that got scared whenever I looked like I was always fucking predicting the future. And now you're always trying to fucking tell me that you can do the same thing, but you're only doing it within short ranges that lead to your fucking dead ends. Like, you're always like, I can do it too. You're always like saying something that I'm gonna say in a couple of days. And I don't do that to people. Like, I don't do that to people. My predictions are like, fucking civilization predictions. Yours are like, you're all like, yeah, but mine's more intricate. Mine's more like specific. It's like, no, it's not. You just want, you're fucking, you're spoon killing. You're just spoon feeding. You're just fucking, you have your isolated idea and you're focusing your mass on it. But also, I can do the same fucking thing. That's just a dumb thing to do. Well, it's not dumb anymore. I'm kind of at a war, but it's just like, you're all like, you'll never be able to do what I'm able to do. And then whenever I'm able to do it, you're all like, no, it's not fair. It's not fair. Ah! And it's just like, that shit is annoying, bro. That shit is so annoying. Ugh. But yeah. Just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep going. I don't know what else to do. Obviously, every time I try to focus on isolating myself, I got these people who constantly maintain constance, which is like, there's a known law, right? This is a real law to reality that I respect, and that's real. It works. If an observer is watching you, if there's an observer, and in their perspective, certain things are not allowed to happen based on what they think and what they understand, then when they're observing you, those things cannot happen. When they're watching you, the things that they don't believe are possible are less likely to occur. Because there seems to be a shared reality law that what's happening needs to make as much sense as possible to everyone observing. And so my competitors did a really smart thing. I think I'm bugged here. Where they notice that whenever they're not watching me, whenever they're not observing how I make my art, I end up being able to do things that they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? But whenever they're watching me, I can't even fucking make a piano note. I can't even make a little melody without it sounding fucking off for no reason. And I figured it out. I break it now, because it's like, I was mixing one time, and I noticed while I was mixing that every time I solved the problem, a new one started. And there was like this attempt to hit me with a law that's like, you just noticed it. No, you just noticed it. And it was like, come on, bro. Like, that one literally fucking changed in real time. That one sounded like somebody lifted a dial up as it was fucking playing. Like, that doesn't even make any fucking sense anymore. And so I realized that in some way, this perception shit is, what do you call it? They're like, these guys are all like, those same people that'll be like, no, it's not fair. Those people, they're causing problems every time I'm successful. And it's always physiological, because at that point, what is that? They're not logical here. They're just fucking like throwing a temper tantrum. They're physical. They're being physical here, and so the problems are always some physical thing that I can't change, but it's always gotten rid of over time. If you listen to all of my old projects, all of the mixing problems, bro, why does this keep coming back? What is that? All my old mixing problems, gone. And like you can listen to it now and somebody would try to be like, nope, here's a new one, here's one, but it won't be any of the old ones. All the old ones that at the time were happening, like mixing 101. All the fucking mixing issues you have in a competitive environment, watch how they disappear over time. Watch how when people focus on another project, your other projects don't sound as bad. Whenever you're working on a new project and people are focused on that one, your other projects have less problems. Notice that. Just pay attention to that. But yeah, an observer law. The more people observe you, the less things are possible because of their illogical understanding. And so fame kind of has a backwards effect, where the more people that observe you, the more people that are all like, what you're doing doesn't make sense. You need to explain to me how that makes sense before I can accept it. But then there are people who are all like, I don't want to accept it. No, I'm not listening. And that's what they do. That's how they kill us. That's how they kill people they don't understand. But yeah, that's mainly why I isolate myself. I've been on some wacky adventures, man. I've been on some crazy adventures, man. I've been on some wild adventures. I had to, you see how like I went too far in one direction, so I had to go in another to maintain like my ability to control my character. Yeah, but I've gone on some wild adventures. But then you get put back around people that don't believe in that kind of stuff, and it's like, wow, you're right. I do kind of look like a fraud from this point of view. But I'm really not, though, am I? I still make sense, right? Like, I've done some of this to their faces. But yeah, it's like a real thing that I realized, and I like, this is what happens. People that don't want me to make sense decide not to listen, and then fucking, like, purposely choose ignorant tactics, and then keep themselves from ever making sense of anything that they don't want to work. And then they, like, purposely they observe me constantly, after like coming up with like these smart little group laws that's like, he can't do this because he's not smart. He can't talk right. He's black. Bro, I can't tell you how many fucking annoying little I hate being racist, bro. I hate being racist, but it's these same little fucking emo breakcore mixed kids. These fucking same little fucking, yeah, but he's still black at the end of the day. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's still like, this fucking little like every time I'm posh, every time I'm like all the qualities they think are just for white people. Every time I'm like that, they're all like, no. It's just fucking embarrassing, bro. It's so embarrassing. It's actually that's kind of caused me to lean more on Ebonics, like not twirl, but like, what is that? Carve. That's carve. That's not twirl. Ebonic drill. Yeah. Yeah. Observer effect. Any observer that cannot rationalize, cannot perceive. Okay. Oh, I gotta say this the right way. Come on. I'm being killed by some sort of observer effect right now. Somebody like has been tripping me for a long time, and now it's asserted that as a pattern to claim that because that's been happening that I can't make sense. But it always happens on command, and it's always for very, very important stuff. So observer effect. If an observer cannot rationalize an event, then that event cannot occur via the observer's perception. So if there's an observer who cannot make sense of something happening, then it is less likely to occur. And so that is why, like, that whole challenge of, like, go into a room and be a fucking creative fucking prodigy in front of a bunch of people who don't believe it's possible for you to be. And then you'll notice that, like, you can't even get past making a melody without them being like, that doesn't sound official. Hold on, that doesn't sound like a thing. And it's like, nigga, that's the melody. I'm 3 notes in, and you're already fucking stopping me. That's what that shit is, bro. I've only got 3 notes of a fucking melody, and you're already fucking criticizing me. This is impossible, bro. The fuck? I have no space to make a song. If you do this during my movies, I'm gonna actually be a fucking terrorist. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna get away with it too. Don't do this during my fucking movies. I'm serious. I mean that shit. Don't fucking ruin my movies. I'm not fucking playing with you. Don't fucking ruin my movies. I mean that shit. Don't fuck with my movies. I mean that, alright? Don't fuck with my, no, I'm still up. Don't fuck with my movies. Do not fuck with my movies. I mean that. Don't fuck with my acting. Don't fuck with my directing. Don't fuck with my editing, alright? That shit is too important. Way too fucking important. Don't do that, alright? But yeah, I gotta go. Things are a bit of a mess right now, but my fucking broom got pissed on. So, by cats. So that was clever. That was a real smart way to get me to stop being clean. That was a real smart way to get me to stop being clean. That was really clever. Still doing everything else though. Fucking cunt.